Hello everyone. I hope everyone is doing good. Today we are diving into Python, one of the most popular programming languages in the world. Right? It is one of the most popular programming languages you can say. Whether you are a complete beginner or just curious about coding, this session will give you a solid foundation. Right? So let's get started. So before diving into coding, we will see what is Python basically. So Python is a high-level interpreted programming language. Right? Python is a high-level interpreted programming language. It was created by Guido van Rossum in 1991. Yes, you are right. In 1991, over 30 years ago, 30 to 35 years ago, and it's named after Monty Python. Right? He is a person and not a snake. Right? So, what makes Python special? Right? Why should you learn Python? There are so many coding languages, right? C, C++, Java. These are the most popular programming languages, but Python is slowly overtaking them and it is becoming more popular, right? So why you should learn Python and what makes Python so special? It reads like plain English, right? It reads like a plain English and so it's easy to learn. Other coding languages have very complicated syntax. And for same output you have to write 3 to 4 lines of code. But Python has made that simple and it reads like plain English and anybody can learn that. It is not necessary that you should be a person from a computer background. You can be from any other background. ना, कोई भी background से अगर आपको you can easily learn it. And it's versatile. Versatile means you can use it for any purpose. You can use it for web applications. You can use it for artificial intelligence, AI. You can use it for data science, and you can use it for robotics also. There are so many, uh, you can say, domains in which you can use this Python, and it's of course free, open source, and it runs on all types of operating systems: Windows, Mac, and Linux. Companies like big companies like multinational companies like Google, Netflix, NASA, and many other companies used Python in their applications codes. Right. So why you should start from Python? There are so many coding languages, but why you if anybody wants to start learning coding, so I would recommend him to start from Python because it is beginner friendly, right? It is very English like syntax, right? You can see, right? If I write like print, parenthesis, double quotes, hello, right? You can get the output. You can immediately get the output with the single line of code. You are already writing code in Python. It is that simple. Now we'll be seeing what is this ID, what is this Jupyter, and how to install this. We will be seeing all this in further lectures. There are many shortcuts also. We will be discussing all of that. But here you can see I have just written a single line of code and your Python code is already working, right? So it is very beginner friendly as you can see. You can write a simple code, a single line code, and you can already get a output. Again, it has a huge community, right? There are millions of developers who can help you when you get stuck anywhere, right? So that's why Python is becoming more popular because the community is increasing day by day. And last and the most important thing are jobs. Right? Most of the jobs today demand Python. Most of the jobs or most of the you can say companies demand Python. Right? Python skills are very important or are in very high demand worldwide. Right? Not only in India but all over the world. They are very in high demand. So if you want to start with any coding language, I would always recommend to start it from Python. Now, even if you are from non-technical background, right? Even if you are not from computer background, so you should always start from Python. Although the persons who are from coding background knows other coding languages like C, C++, Java, but still Python will make their life easy because the main focus is on logic. ज़्यादा उस पे जो focus रहता है that is on logic and not on the syntax here as you can see. So this makes your life easy. So to install Python you can go to Conda. You can go to Conda website anaconda.com. You can go to any website, right? Install it, right? I will give you a detailed process and I will give you a detailed process with this video by which you can install this Python. And this ID is known as Jupyter Notebook, right? This ID is known as Jupyter Notebook. I will give you a detailed process of how to install that Jupyter Notebook, right? So don't worry about that. We will be seeing all this and I will give you a detailed process of installing this in a PDF file, separate PDF file, which you can download, and by reading that PDF you can easily start working on Python code. So as every coding language has a first program of hello world, which I have already told you how to write it, right? You just have to write print. It is a command, built-in command. You have to write a string which you can write it in double quotes and world, right? And here is your first code ready, right? So this notebook makes your life very easy. Most of the times there are many IDs, right? This is a ID, right? And there are many IDs, and it depends upon what type of code you want to write. If you want to write work on databases or data basically, and if you want to work on NumPy pandas, you normally use Jupyter Notebook, right? For ML and AI, normally we use Jupyter Notebooks. For large projects, we can use VS Code also. It is also free ID, which is normally used for other large projects. For Django web development, we can use that because it has a good debugging, and the debugging is very easy in VS Code, right? But in Python, obviously, you can start with this IDE Jupyter because right now we will be studying basics, Python basics. So for that, this IDE is sufficient. And in future, if we need VS Code, we will be running our Python code in VS Code also, right? So let's start with our first chapter, that is operators and control structures. And we will be studying very basic of Python, right? So we'll be studying operators and control structures. So what are operators basically? Every coding language has operators, and just like these, we also have operators. Operators are the tokens that trigger some computation, right? When applied to variables and other objects in an expression, right? And operands, and we will be seeing what are these operators, what are these operands. So joining theory. So you can say that operators are the tokens that trigger some computation action when applied to variables. ना operators क्या हो सकते हैं? Tokens जो क्या ट्रिगर कर सकते हैं कोई ऑपरेशन, जैसे मैं दो वेरिएबल्स या फिर दो नंबर्स का अगर मैं एडिशन कर रहा हूँ, राइट? जस्ट लाइक दिस, सपोज मैं यहाँ पे लिख रहा हूँ 2 + 3. So here 2 is what? Operands, and 2 and 3 are operands, plus is an operator. And I can trigger any mathematical computation using this. And I will get the output as 5, obviously, right? So operators are the tokens that trigger some computation, and when applied to variables, and you can also apply it to variable. Suppose a is equal to 10, b is equal to 20. And if I want to print the total, print A plus B, and I can get the output, right? So operands are variables and objects on which operations are applied. So there are basically three types of operators. We will be seeing all these operators in detail, so don't worry. There are three operators: arithmetic operators, relational operators, and logical operators. Right? Arithmetic operators, relational operators, and logical operators. These are the basic three operators we will be seeing in detail. There are other operators also, but we will be starting with this arithmetic operators. So arithmetic operators are those operators that require two operands to operate upon. Yeah. We need minimum two operands, just like this. We need two operands. Here we have given two numbers as operands, right? 2 and 3. Minimum two operands. Here we have passed two variables as operands, right? So following are some arithmetic operators. Just as you can see, there are various operators. Plus, you can call it as addition operator. Minus, it is subtraction operator. Multiplication, right? It is denoted by a star. And a division, that is by single slash, single forward slash. It is division. Next is this modulo or remainder operator, right? Just like any other programming languages, these operators means these are the most common operators which you will see across all the coding languages, programming languages. These are exponents raised to power and a 2 to the power 3, right? And floor division. We will be seeing all these operators in detail. Okay. So although this seems very easy, these operators are most frequently used, but still you are should be very careful while using these operators because there are certain rules when you use these operators in a chain. So let's start with the addition operator. Right? Arithmetic binary addition operator adds values of the number. Right? You can also add Boolean values. True and false are treated as number types. Right? Internally, true is treated as 1 and false is treated as 0. Hence, true plus 1 will return 2. Let's see. What do you mean? Suppose I print true. Right? Right? You will get true. And suppose if I print true plus 1, what you will get? 2. Right? Because true is 1 and 1 plus 1 is 2. Suppose I print false plus 1. It will give 1 because false is treated internally as 0. True is treated internally as 1 by Python. False is treated internally as 0 by Python. So this is very important. Right? Internally true is treated as 1 and false is treated as 0. Hence true plus 1 will always return in 2. Right? We can operate it with integers just like we had seen this 2 plus 3. Right? A plus 5, and you can use it in any way, right? These are the operations with integers, or literals, and with real literals, or you can say a decimal number. You can also operate it with decimal number, say zero point 0 plus 4.3, right? You will get 7.3. Right? Output will be a real number, floating point number, you can say in other language, right? So you can work with any types of operands, operations with real literals, and operations with mixed operands also. You can do any type of addition. Suppose I am using a real integer plus 6.7. The output will be in a real number, real literal, right? So this is very important. uh, These are basic operations which you can do. You can also combine a variable and a value. Suppose I put down a variable x is equal to 22 and I want to print 5 plus x. Yeah, this is also a valid statement. Right? You will get output of 27. So you can work either way, and you can the operands can be directly numbers or anything. Operands can be either a number, combination of number and a variable. Right? These are variables. And as you can see, when I am declaring variable, whenever I am declare a variable in Python, मुझे कहीं भी स्पेसिफाई नहीं करना पड़ रहा है कि वो वेरिएबल किस टाइप का है, मैं किस टाइप का डेटा उसमें स्टोर करता हूँ. अगर आपने सी प्लस प्लस पढ़ा होगा तो हमको बताना पड़ता है वहाँ पे कि जो वेरिएबल है वो कौन से टाइप का है. राइट, मुझे वहाँ पे बताना पड़ता है कि ए जो है अगर सी में है तो मुझे वो कौन सा इंट टाइप का है या फ्लोट टाइप का है, राइट, या कैर टाइप का है, तो मुझे बताना पड़ता है. बट पाइथन में हमारे जो वेरिएबल्स होते हैं वो डायनेमिक होते हैं. आप जिस भी टाइप का डेटा स्टोर करोगे ना यहाँ पे, सपोज आई स्टोर सपोज data variable I store a string. Nagpur Nagpur IT Training Institute, and I print data, right? So it will be get printed, right? देखो अब मैं प्रिंट कैसे कर रहा हूँ उसकी तरफ भी ध्यान दो, है ना. एक एक चीज हम ऐड करते जाएंगे, राइट. अब सब कुछ भी अगर मैं प्रिंट कर रहा हूँ, सपोज मैं प्रिंट टाइप करता हूँ, पैरेंथेसिस टाइप करता हूँ और कोई स्ट्रिंग टाइप करता हूँ, नागपुर आईटी. तो अगर मुझे एग्जीक्यूट करना है तो मैं दो तरीके से एग्जीक्यूट कर सकता हूँ. आई कैन रन इट थ्रू दिस प्ले बटन, है ना. अगर मैं प्ले करूंगा तो भी वो प्रिंट हो जाएगा, राइट. सपोज मैं प्रिंट और कुछ करता हूँ, है ना, लर्निंग पाइथन. अब इस लाइन को मुझे एग्जीक्यूट करना है तो शॉर्टकट क्या है, शिफ्ट. यू हैव टू प्रेस शिफ्ट, कीप प्रेसिंग शिफ्ट एंड एंटर, राइट. कैसे एग्जीक्यूट करेंगे आप, उस लाइन पे जाएंगे, प्रेस शिफ्ट एंड एंटर, सो दैट लाइन will get easy or the cell will get executed. You can call it a cell, है ना. In Jupyter notebook every cell, these are all cells which you want to execute, right. Suppose I want to execute, I will press shift and enter, shift and enter, shift and enter. You can run each and every cell by pressing shift and enter, right. So let's start operation with strings. Okay, you can use strings also. Suppose I am putting a variable str1, tr1 is equal to Nagpur, and str2 is equal to Maharashtra, and I want to concatenate it, right. Suppose I want to print 1 plus str2, right. What I am getting, concatenation of two strings. Suppose I give space, I will get space, Suppose if you don't want to give space here, plus. You can also write it like this. So we'll be studying strings in detail. Right now we are just focusing इस strings को कैसे हम ऐड कर सकते हैं ना, प्लस यहाँ पे प्लस कैसे काम कर रहा है, एज अ कॉन्केटेशन ऑपरेटर है ना। यहाँ पे अगर आपका डेटा टाइप क्या हो रहा है, अगर आपका डेटा टाइप स्ट्रिंग है, अगर आपका डेटा टाइप स्ट्रिंग है, आउटपुट विल बी अ स्ट्रिंग, इट विल कॉन्केटिनेट द टू स्ट्रिंग्स, है ना। दोनों स्ट्रिंग्स क्या हो जाएंगे, कॉन्केटिनेट हो जाएंगे। चलो हम लोग आगे बढ़ते हैं। विल कंटिन्यू विथ स्ट्रिंग्स। ओके, सपोज यहाँ पे अगर मैं कोई इनवैलिड ऑपरेशन देता हूँ, जैसे 20 एंड मैंगोज, एक ऑपरेटर मैंने दिया इंटीजर और एक ऑपरेटर दिया मैंने स्ट्रिंग। सो लेट्स सी व्हाट हैपेंस, क्या एरर देता है। सपोज 20, कोई भी आप नंबर लो, 66 प्लस, सपोज अगर मैं हेलो लिखता हूँ एंड मैं एग्जीक्यूट करता हूँ शिफ्ट एंड एंटर, राइट, वो क्या बोल रहा है, टाइप एरर, है ना। आपको एक एरर मिला है, दैट इज टाइप एरर, है ना। और यहाँ पे टाइप एरर में आपको मैसेज दिखेगा unsupported operand types, right? For plus, you are given operands as integer and string, which is not valid, right? Python में this is not a valid operands for this operator, plus operator, right? You cannot add a number to a string in Python. It will give a error, that is type error, है ना, unsupported operand types. So you should be careful, है ना। अगर आपको अगर ऐसे एरर मिल रहा है कहीं पे टाइप एरर, that means you are adding or you are doing something that is not supported in Python. So that's why it is very necessary. एडिशन ऑपरेटर, है ना, कुछ एग्जांपल्स अभी हमने जैसे देखे, दीज आर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। हाँ, नेक्स्ट इज द सब्ट्रैक्शन ऑपरेटर, है ना, जैसे नेम इंडिकेट कर रहा है, सब्ट्रैक्शन ऑपरेटर सब्ट्रैक्ट्स द सेकंड ऑपरेंड फ्रॉम द फर्स्ट ऑपरेंड, है ना। इट इज अगेन वेरी सिंपल ऑपरेटर। सपोज 2 minus 5, you will get -3, -7 minus -5 or -7 -5, what you will get -12, right? तो माइनस ऑपरेटर भी वैसे ही काम करता है। अगेन you can use any operator also. Suppose a is equal to 10, b is equal to 34, and I want to print a minus b, and would also like to print b minus a, right? I will get both the outputs. First output is of a minus b, second output is of b minus a, right? So you can include multiple print statements in your cell, accordingly। जैसे जैसे हम कोड टाइप करते जाएंगे, वैसे वैसे एक एक चीज आपको पता लगती जाएगी, राइट। तो ये नोटबुक का एडवांटेज है कि आप डायरेक्टली एक एक कोड यहाँ पे टाइप करते जाओ और आपको तुरंत यहाँ पे आउटपुट दिखता जाएगा। सो व्हाइल लर्निंग इट इज वेरी इजी टू लर्न थ्रू दिस जुपिटर नोटबुक, है ना, आप कोड को इजीली एग्जीक्यूट कर सकते हो। सो जब आप लर्निंग फेज में हो तो आई वुड रिकमेंड कि आप ज़्यादातर जुपिटर नोटबुक का ही यूज़ करो, एंड अकॉर्डिंग टू नीड वी विल स्विच ऑन टू अदर आईडीज ऑल्सो। तो प्लस ऑपरेटर नेगेटिव ऑपरेटर वैसे ही काम करता है। नेक्स्ट इज दिस मल्टीप्लिकेशन ऑपरेटर, राइट। अब ये दो तरीके से काम करता है, जैसे प्लस काम करता है वैसे ये भी थोड़ा अलग तरीके से काम करता है। जैसे अगर मैं 6 into 4, है ना, यू कैन एक्सपेरिमेंट इट, है ना, आप लोग भी इंस्टॉल करो और इन सारे ऑपरेटर्स के साथ एक्सपेरिमेंट करके देखो, है ना। अगर मैं किसी नंबर्स के साथ ऑपरेट करता हूँ तो इट विल गिव आउटपुट इन नंबर। सपोज अगर मैं किसी स्ट्रिंग के साथ ऑपरेट करता हूँ, ये मल्टीप्लिकेशन ऑपरेटर, हाई इंटू 6, इसका एग्जीक्यूट करता हूँ तो क्या करेगा, वो हाई को 6 टाइम्स रिपीट करेगा। इट विल रिपीट दैट स्ट्रिंग नंबर ऑफ टाइम्स द नंबर विच यू हैव पुट इट हियर, है ना। तो पाइथन में क्या करता है, अगर आप मल्टीप्लिकेशन ऑपरेटर यूज कर रहे हो तो इट विल रिपीट दैट नंबर मल्टीपल टाइम्स, है ना। सपोज मैं अगर आई रिपीट करता हूँ स्पेस, है ना, into 8 7, so it will repeat that I 7 times, right? तो मल्टीप्लिकेशन ऑपरेटर कैसे काम करता है, इट विल रिपीट दैट स्ट्रिंग। अगर उस ऑपरेंट, पहला ऑपरेंट अगर स्ट्रिंग है, राइट, दूसरा ऑपरेंट अगर आपका नंबर है तो इट विल रिपीट दैट स्ट्रिंग। सपोज I into सपोज K, राइट। अगर इस टाइप का ऑपरेटर है तो इट विल गिव अगेन व्हाट, टाइप एरर, है ना, कांट मल्टीप्लाई सीक्वेंस बाय नॉन इंटीजर ऑफ टाइप str, है ना। यहाँ पे बोल रहा है वो कि there is something error in this line that you cannot multiply it with a non integer type, है ना। मैं इंटीजर, मैं स्ट्रिंग के साथ मल्टीप्लाई कर रहा हूँ, यू हैव टू गिव द सेकंड ऑपरेंड एज अ इंटीजर, राइट। दिस इज आल्सो वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। डिवीजन ऑपरेटर, है ना, डिवीजन तो आपको पता है हाउ इट वर्क्स, सो आई विल नॉट गो इन डिटेल, राइट। 12 divided by 4, right, you, how you are getting output as a floating point number, है ना, you will get output in a real number. Even though it is a round figure, you get 4 divided by 12 divided by 4 is always 3, but you will get output as 3.0. Suppose 3 5 divided by 2, you will get a floating point number. Suppose minus 12 divided by 3 or 7, you will get output accordingly. Suppose 12 divided by minus 7, the answer will be same. The sign will be same even if the ऑपरेटर न्यूमरेटर और डिनोमिनेटर इज इन नेगेटिव, है ना। ऑपरेट न्यूमरेटर डिनोमिनेटर कैसे भी साइन हो, फाइनल आउटपुट विल बी इन नेगेटिव, है ना। फॉरवर्ड स्लैश, वी आर यूजिंग द फॉरवर्ड स्लैश फॉर डिवीजन, राइट। so that so division operator in python divides the first operand with the second operand and the returns the result, and the result is always a float value. As you can see, output will always be a float value in division in python, right। इंटीजर में आउटपुट नहीं दे रहा है वो, even though the output 12 divided by 4 should be 3, but it will give output as 3.0 or 3.0, you can say. Next is this floor division, and python also offers another operator which performs the floor division, right? floor division है, modular operator है, floor division। अब ये floor division क्या करता है वो देखते हैं। So the floor division is the division in which only the whole part of the result is given in the output and the fractional part is truncated, or you can say it is removed, right। So it gives only the floor part। अब यहाँ पे और एक चीज देखते हैं। सपोज मुझे अगर इसको कन्वर्ट करना है टू सम टेक्स्ट, सपोज मैं अगर फ्लोर डिवीजन मुझे करना है, कोड जब आप लिखोगे ना तो स्ट्रक्चर्ड वैसे लिखोगे थोड़ा सा, तो आपको समझ में आएगा। तो आई कैन कन्वर्ट इट टू मार्क डाउन फ्रॉम हियर। और यहाँ पे अगर मैं लिखता हूँ हैश, सपोज हैश, और यहाँ पे लिखता हूँ मैं फ्लोर डिवीजन, तो मैं हेडिंग दे सकता हूँ ऐसे यहाँ पे, लाइक फ्लोर डिवीजन। सपोज मुझे एडिट करना है कुछ और, यहाँ पे मुझे कोड ही लिखना है सपोज, सो आई कैन राइट इट कोड ऑल्सो, है ना। यहाँ पे ये भी हम आगे पढ़ेंगे कमेंट्स कैसे दे सकते हैं। हैश, with this hash you can write any comment. So suppose this floor division, I want to give an example of floor division. So 10 divided by 3, अगर मैं डिवीजन करता हूँ तो what should be the answer? 10 divided by 3, let's see, it will be 3 3 3 3 3, है ना, 15 digits. And suppose if I give 10 floor division 3, so answer will be 3. It will truncate or remove the part after the decimal, and it will give the output only as integer, है ना। तो मुझे अगर हेडिंग देनी है तो कैसे कर सकते हैं, इसके बाद अगर मुझे सेल ऐड करना है तो आई कैन insert a cell, you can delete the cell from here, you can insert a cell below it, insert a cell above, insert a cell below. And suppose I want to write, and right now if the square bracket is active, that means you can write a code inside it, and if you want to write some text or heading, you can convert it to markdown. There are some shortcuts also, you can convert it to markdown from here also. And with hash you can insert heading floor division and execute it, shift enter, so it will give floor division. अगर आपको कुछ भी समझ में नहीं आएगा, so you can give your comments and I will give you all these shortcuts in the PDF file itself, or if you have any specific question you can add it in comments, right? So floor division, it is very simple. Suppose इसमें एक चीज आपको ध्यान में रखनी पड़ेगी, suppose -10, so 10 divided by 3, suppose I put it like this, -10 floor division 3, so the output will be -4. Why -4? You must be worrying how it becomes -4. 10 floor division 3 is -3, and -10 floor division is -4. It rounds off, right? It rounds off, and -3.333, it rounds off. And suppose if the output is -10 floor division -3, right? So output will be same again, -4. Or you can say, let me see, wait, -3, right? Output will be -4, right? So this is very important. Suppose I had divided with 12 floor division 5, right? But in minus it behaves differently. -12 divided, right? It will be -3, and it will be round off to the next higher integer, right? And next is this modulo operator, and it gives, or you can say it is the remainder operator, that this operator gives the modulus, that is remainder of the first operand related to the second operand. It provides the remainder of dividing the first operand by second operator. Right, unlike in C, C++, Python accepts both integer and float as its operand, just like in floor division. Suppose I give any, in floor division, if I give divided by 3.5, output will be in float, right? Just like this. अब यहाँ पे difference आ गया 10 and in here the operator is in real number. Here the operand, operand is in whole number. Here the operand is in real number. So the output is in real number, right? Here the output is in integer. So it depends. Again, suppose I want to give heading. I will press escape. I will press escape and I want to give a heading. So I will give M. It will convert to markdown. If I press Y, it will convert to code. If I convert to capital M and M, it will convert to markdown and now I can put heading. Heading will be what you can say it is a modulo operator. Enter, right? Suppose 13 modulo 2. What will be the answer? It will give the remainder and the remainder will be 1. Suppose I give minus 13 modulo 2. What will be the output? It will be minus 1. It will be, sorry, 1. If I put it like this, 13 modulo minus 2. So here you can see it always takes the sign of the denominator. In modulo, it always takes the sign of the denominator. Right? Suppose I give another example 15 modulo 2. Suppose 3. No, it will not give the remainder here will be 0, 6. Right? So output is 3. Suppose I give 15 modulo minus 6. So output will be in negative. It gives the remainder, but the sign applied is of the denominator, or you can say the divisor, right? Denominator, or you can say divisor. साइन कौन सा लेगा वो हमेशा डिनोमिनेटर का. दिस इज न्यूमरेटर, दिस इज डिनोमिनेटर, or you can say divisor. So it takes sign of divisor, right? So just like these, there are many operators. एक्सपोनेंशियल ऑपरेटर ना, टू द पावर ना, इसका भी बहुत बार आपको यूज होता है. टू द पावर, you have to press escape M and type एक्सपोनेंशियल ऑपरेटर. ओके, तो कैसे काम कर रहा है वो देखते हैं. 2 to the power 3 है ना, डबल स्टार, डबल मल्टीप्लिकेशन ऑपरेटर, राइट? 2 to the power 3, right? 3 to the power 5.2. It will give output accordingly, right? So this is nothing but exponential operator to the power, you can say in simple words. Okay. So in next lecture we will be seeing this Python operators precedence, है ना? आपने बॉड मास पढ़ा होगा. तो ये जो ऑपरेटर्स हैं किस सीक्वेंस में काम करते हैं? when we चेन देम, है ना, चेन देम, है ना, 2 + 3 × 4 -5, है ना, अगर हम ऐसे चेंज करते हैं तो आपका आउटपुट किस वजह से वो इवेल्युएट होता है, दैट वी विल बी सीइंग इन द नेक्स्ट लेक्चर। ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, सारे ऑपरेटर्स गो थ्रू इट, एक्सपेरिमेंट इट विथ इट, है ना, जब तक आप एक्सपेरिमेंट नहीं करोगे आपको समझ में नहीं आएगा, डेली प्रैक्टिस करना जरूरी है, यू हैव टू डू दिस डेली, ना, क्रिएट योर ओन एग्जांपल्स, टाइप योर ओन एग्जांपल्स, ओनली देन यू विल लर्न, है ना। इफ यू फेस एनी डिफिकल्टी, कुछ भी अगर आपको नहीं समझ में आ रहा है, इफ यू आर फेसिंग एनी डिफिकल्टी while installing, while executing any code, you are not getting the logic why the output is coming like that, you can always comment it, है ना, and I will always try to answer it, okay। कुछ भी अगर आपको क्वेश्चन समझ में नहीं आ रहा है तो कमेंट डाल दीजिए, we will be answering it, है ना। और फिर से एक बार आपको रिक्वेस्ट करता हूँ कि यूट्यूब पे जाके हमारा जो पेज है नागपुर आईटी ट्रेनिंग इंस्टीट्यूट, उसको लाइक और सब्सक्राइब कीजिए, है ना। इफ यू फेस एनी डाउट while executing any code in Python, you always, your codes or your queries are always welcome. Thank you. Thank you for your time.